everyone, I'm Mel and welcome to Let's Talk K-Pop. So today the discussion is going to be a little bit on the heavier side, so I wanted to make a few disclaimers before we start the video. First off, I do not condone harassment and bullying of any kind. When you watch this video, I do not want you to harass or bully the person that we are talking about in the video. The second disclaimer that I want to make is that I have to acknowledge my privilege as a white content creator. What I say, what I do, and how I use my platform all carry a lot of weight. So I personally struggled with if I should be the person to make this video. So after a lot of discussion and a lot of thought, I ultimately did decide that this video needed to be made for the safety of not only the BTS ARMY community, but the K-pop community as a whole. So with all that being said, let's get into it. So as we all know, with BTS's solo projects, more people have been joining the fandom every day. And some of those people that join the fandom have been YouTube reactors who have been documenting their journey of becoming a BTS ARMY. One such creator is Ameere, who has been creating reactionary videos to BTS on his channel, Ameere Reacts. As a side note, I would like to apologize if I pronounced his name incorrectly. I did go to his channel and listen to how he pronounced his own name, but I still may be saying it incorrectly. Ameere began reacting to BTS music videos starting with J-Hope's collaboration with J. Cole, and he quickly fell down the BTS rabbit hole, or at least it would seem that way. As part of his promotions as a content creator, he asked his followers to go to his other social media platforms, including Facebook. When BTS ARMY went to his Facebook, one person noticed that there were posts prior to when he had a YouTube channel and decided to look at them. And while researching all of his past posts, a BTS ARMY found this post where he said, "Free Andrew and Tristan," a reference to Andrew and Tristan Tate. Now, to understand why this post was alarming, you need to first know who Andrew Tate is. Andrew Tate is a former kickboxer turned internet celebrity who promotes an ultra-masculine, ultra-luxurious lifestyle. He is a self-proclaimed sexist and misogynist. He's been banned from both TikTok and Meta, and in December of 2022, Andrew and Tristan Tate were both detained in Romania over a human trafficking and rape case. And you may say, well, Ameere and Andrew Tate are still two different people. Even if he supports them, that doesn't mean that he is Andrew Tate. And you would be correct. But that's where I come in. After seeing this post go around Twitter, I wanted to verify for myself that it was in fact a genuine screenshot and not taken out of context in any way. And after going to the Facebook page for myself, I was able to not only verify that the screenshot was in fact authentic, but in fact that the Facebook page was so much worse than I had originally anticipated. Not only was he an open supporter and defender of Andrew Tate, but he also had dozens of unprovoked posts that were misogynistic, fatphobic, and so many other issues. So I went through the page and took screenshots and posted them on Twitter. But many of you are not on Twitter, so I'm going to read these posts for you now. And trigger warning, a lot of these are misogynistic and have explicit language. I also want to reiterate that these posts were not taken out of context. Each one was posted unprovoked and posted individually and publicly to Facebook by Ameere himself. It's also important to note that this Twitter thread was created after people on Twitter had begun to call him out for following Andrew Tate, and Ameere said, "Prove I hate women." So here are the receipts. First off, he is clearly fatphobic in these tweets. "The minute I find out you fat behind them up close pics, I'm deleting you. I'm finna delete all the fat bitches off my page. I'm sick of this shit." He also went on this rant about single moms, which I'm going to let you pause to read because this one's so long. Then we have these two where he says, "Never fuck with a girl that's healing. Let her Wolverine by herself. And I hate a period, bitch." Then we have this post where he says, "If you spoil a girl long enough and hard enough and treat her well, her submissiveness level will be on 1,000. And while Ameere himself has said all these posts are 4 months ago, as recently as 2 weeks ago, he said, "Never depend on a woman. Be the leader she craves." He's also made clear his thoughts on men. Men are providers, not partners. They're leaders, not friends. Some more of his thoughts on men versus women include this. "Men don't chase women. Chase your goals and dreams because that's what sets you apart from most men. Women will come to you 1,000% of the time when you're focusing on your mission and bettering yourself as a man. This logic only applies to men, not women. A man gonna choose on you regardless if you pretty. Femininity is all a woman really has to focus on to lock down a man. Your accomplishments will never really matter to a man. Hard truth. Is that someone that you want representing the BTS fandom or any K-pop fandom? He also believes that women cannot handle the truth when you tell it to them 100% of the time. And ironically, on March 23rd, he did post, "Taking accountability helps you grow faster and get rich quicker," despite never taking accountability for any of the posts that he's made. And there are quite a few more. This was just the first thread. And you would think after one thread that he would apologize or acknowledge his mistakes. But instead, he chose to double down, and this was his reaction on Twitter. When the initial person just called out Andrew Tate, he responded with, "Oh my God, he likes Andrew Tate. Let's unfollow him." He then went on to say, "This motherfucker went all the way back to a post in 2022 just to find something they don't like about me. Please get the fuck on. Y'all ass love drama." Now, I understand that time is wibbly wobbly and timey-wimey, but 4 months is not a long time, and it's definitely not enough time to change, especially when you have not taken down these posts, and they're still easily accessible to find on a public forum that you have directed people to from your page. He went on to block many people, including myself, who called out these behaviors, all while continuing to retweet people that were supporting his behaviors. Finally, he made this post, to which someone responded that seems to know him, saying, "Damn bruh, you barely made your Twitter and getting bopped by ARMY. Told you to do Janet Jackson videos, bruh, but I feel you, that ARMY BTS engagement's where the money's at." After this post, he deactivated Twitter. However, he did not stop making YouTube videos and still did not acknowledge that this behavior was in any way problematic or an issue. He then went on to make his most recent YouTube video where he reacts to "Do You" by RM and tries to say that people are coming after him because they simply hate him and do not like him, when in fact we are actually calling out a problematic behavior and want him to acknowledge that and try to change the behavior in the future. Because of this video and of him doubling down, I released more screenshots of problematic posts that he had made on his Facebook. And while this is the last thread of screenshots that has been posted, I still have more that have not been posted. First, we have these two posts where first he says, "I can't fuck with no super sensitive ass female. That shit is annoying as fuck. Deep conversations are very necessary during the dating phases and can be touchy." And he goes on to say in the next post, "I'm very big on spoiling a woman, but every woman don't deserve that." A lot of his posts are fatphobic, including this one from January where he says, "None of y'all be going to the gym and I don't like that." Then there's this post in January where he says, "How you pretty but can't take pretty pictures, non-photogenic ass." And if after all of those you are still not convinced, there's this post from September where he says, "You can't be my girl and deny me sex. I'ma cheat on you. I don't care." This is who he truly is. This is what he has been saying. None of these are taken out of context. They are all unprovoked individual posts that he made on a public forum. And he even openly admitted to people being clowns on the internet. On February 15th, he posted these two posts. First saying, "I'm convinced social media turning y'all stupid as fuck." Then he said, "Finna turn my YouTube channel into passive income." BTS ARMY is being used by this man as his passive income. As BTS ARMY, we get to choose which people we support and that we encourage to create fan content. Fan content is extremely important to any fandom community. However, the people that we support as a fandom need to align with the values of the people that we are fans of. And people that believe in this, that believe in misogynistic behaviors, support and defend it, have no place in the BTS fandom or any K-pop fandom. After all of this, he went on to his YouTube community page and tried to use an RM quote to explain the situation and how he chose not to address negative people and acted like this was not an issue and that he apologized if he had made people upset, but never actually apologized for the actions themselves. What you need to understand here is that the type of rhetoric that he is spreading is dangerous. And it's dangerous not only to a fandom, but to the entire world. So we as a fandom should not be supporting people who are openly posting about this and don't take down the posts until they're called out by a large community. At the end of the day, this is not a debate. This is not about a difference of opinions. This is about the safety of a community. And we're not calling out this behavior because we hate this creator. No, we're calling out this behavior because it is dangerous. It's dangerous rhetoric to be spreading around. And you may say, well, he's changed. He can change. And yes, people can change. However, his actions ever since being called out have shown that he has not yet changed, and he has no willingness to actually put forth the effort into making those changes. So we're calling on ARMY to simply stop supporting his platform. We're not asking to bully him. We do want an apology, but unfollow. Don't watch the videos. That's it. This type of rhetoric has no place in the BTS fandom or any fandom, and we have to send a clear message that we as BTS ARMY will not support people who also support these values that are completely opposite to BTS's values. And finally, I want to say something directly to Ameere if he is watching this video this far. Ameere, as a content creator myself, I am no stranger to being canceled. I have many times been called out for things that were not actually a problem, but also things that I should have been called out on and that I needed to look back at myself and reflect. Did I double down at the time? Yes, I did. There are things that I wish I didn't do. And I do regret some of those things. But in these situations, you have to look at yourself. You have to think about the situation and you have to reflect on the situation. You need to acknowledge and own the mistakes that you've made, and then you have to work towards correcting those mistakes. I truly do hope that you enjoy BTS and that you love BTS, and I hope that somewhere along this journey they actually have touched you in some way. However, the rhetoric that you have been spreading prior to becoming a BTS reactor is something that does affect ARMY, because many of the people in BTS ARMY are women, single mothers, people that may be overweight. These are people that you have affected with your words. Your actions up to this point have not shown that you have any remorse or have any willingness to change at all. In fact, you didn't take down any of the posts until you were called out. And while you claim to apologize on YouTube, the apology was for making people feel bad, not actually for the behaviors itself. If you want to continue to be a content creator, no one's going to stop you. But if you want people to support you, you need to acknowledge the behaviors that are problematic and work to change them for people to continue to trust you. So if you truly no longer believe these things that you were saying as recently as 2 weeks ago, that's great. I'm happy for you, but you need to show with your actions that that is the case. And if you do still believe those things that you were saying, then you have no place in the BTS ARMY or any K-pop community. Thanks again to everyone for watching. I really do hope that this video helps to explain the situation better for you. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you don't want to, but I would like to ask you to share and like this video and send a clear message to any reactors or anyone that tries to come into the K-pop community that we will not accept this type of behavior, and it has no place in our community at all.